I'm going to explain what La Lechuza and La Llorona is in just a second. But first, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how storytelling can change your life and how, as a child, ghost stories actually helped me become a storyteller. Hello everybody, my name is Vicente Adonis and I've been a storyteller for many years. I worked at the network as a correspondent. I've traveled across the country telling stories, and today I'm in Houston, and for some reason in Houston I would tell these stories all the time. That's how this thought came to my mind, and I wanted to share these thoughts with you in hopes of helping you to become a better storyteller. But first off the top, La Lechuza and La Llorona, they're like ghost stories as kids that we listened to. La Lechuza was this owl that would come in the middle of the night, and it would scare all of us in the small town that I grew up in South Texas. La Llorona was this actual lady that we believed would come into town and would steal the kids and take us down to the river. And we would be scared that she would come and get us. So as a child, my grandpa would tell us these stories, and then we would also tell these stories, and we would share these stories. And it was then and there that my love of storytelling grew. I really believe that telling stories like these can actually help change your life. I believe that when you go in for a job interview, to be able to tell your story when a job interviewer asks, "Tell me about yourself." Of course, you don't want to tell them about the Lechuza or La Llorona, but they actually want you to tell a story, and they want you to sit there, and they want you to talk about the different things in your life that impact your place of employment. How can you help them? How can you just sit there and be yourself and be authentic and perhaps help that organization achieve its goals? La Lechuza and La Llorona helped me too. Yeah, I'm seeing some of your questions come through and some of your comments, and I'll get to those in just a moment. Good morning, Newton. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate that. And by the way, I encourage you to ask questions about this. Don't be afraid to pop up, and within this live broadcast, I'll try to do that. And if I don't do it during the live broadcast, I'll come back around and I'll be checking this out even when I return to Denver. You'll see that I'll be answering these questions. And thank you, by the way, so much for all the questions that you left on the video yesterday. It's really enlightening, and it makes me happy to be able to share my story in hopes of helping you tell your story. Anyhow, back to La Lechuza and La Llorona. Good morning, Jose. These stories used to just crack us up. I mean, my cousins would come over and we'd go running. We'd tell these spooky stories at night, these ghost stories, and we would just scare ourselves. And they were just so much fun to tell. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to become a storyteller. That's one of the reasons that I still tell stories today. That's one of the reasons that I'm exploring Colorado, going to all the different campgrounds, into the different mountains, into the ski resorts, and I ride my bike. That's why I still tell my stories today. They are so much fun to tell. Don't be afraid to stand up in front of people and just be yourself. Be authentic. I know sometimes it's scared, but let that go. Nobody really cares. Don't let other people's judgments affect you and think like, oh, so-and-so's going to think this about me and so-and-so's going to think that. I'm sitting in a coffee shop right here, surrounded by strangers. They can maybe hear what I'm talking about. I don't care. It's okay. I'm going to stop talking in just a second and go about my way and my day. But I just wanted to share this with you so much. Hi, Shirley. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate that. The reason telling these stories, whether you decide to become a reporter or perhaps, as I mentioned earlier, going for a job interview, or perhaps you're the CEO of an organization, the most important thing is to be yourself. The first thought that comes to mind is we think about Steve Jobs. He was totally himself. He wore a black t-shirt, he wore blue jeans. The best storytellers are those who don't put on a costume, are those who don't put on a mask, are those who just speak to people and speak from the heart. You've got to tell your story. You've got to be yourself. And it is in that connection with people where they identify you and say, hey, I like that lady, or I like that man. I get them. They're telling me about themselves. They're telling us about our goal within our company. It's like a campfire within our community, in our neighborhood, whether you're the leader of a Boy Scout troop or perhaps you're trying to raise money for your church. To be able to get up in front of people and tell your story is just so very important. That's why I share my story with you. the ability to tell a story also translates into maybe getting a job. Good morning, Jackie Putman. Thank you for joining us. It also translates into being able to get a job. So many times we walk into a job interview and we sit there, what's the first thing we do? Okay, you sit down and you get in front of the person that's interviewing, you're like, oh my God, you get stiff. Be yourself. Prepare for that interview. Learn about the company. Be able to tell a story about the company that you're going to perhaps try to work for. Very important skills, and I have so much fun telling these stories. It also translates well into public speaking. So just some really important ideas that I have about storytelling. And if you're just joining me, thank you so much. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Vicente Adonis. I'm a storyteller. I've been doing it for a long time now. I find myself in Houston today, and this story about La Lechuza and La Llorona, to translate for those of you who are just joining, these are just old ghost stories that we told as kids. I grew up in a small town in South Texas of 2,000 people, and since then I've been able to travel around the world and meet just some of the most incredible people because of the passion that I have for storytelling. It's just been absolutely fantastic. So today I'm sharing these thoughts with you. If you have questions, please let me know about perhaps maybe something that you want to ask about. And as one of my cousins says, don't be scared. Don't be scared. So many people are afraid to ask questions. They're afraid to just pop up and say, hey, I really don't know what's going on. I need to figure this out. Because people are afraid that they're going to think negative thoughts about you. That, oh, I didn't know about that particular topic. I didn't know about that subject. If you're a student in school, don't be afraid to ask those questions. Jackie, yes, thank you. Talk about those stories today. Share your stories. It is just so important to be able to do that. I think one of the things that I'd like to leave you with is that so many times life can be so difficult. It can be so negative, and we take ourselves too darn seriously. It's okay to get your job done. It's okay to meet our goals and our accomplishments. No problem with that whatsoever. But one of the big things is to be able to just laugh at yourself. I mean, look at me here. My baseball cap, my glasses, my jacket, because it's actually cold in Houston this morning. But just be yourself. Don't be afraid to just be yourself. Don't care about what other people think. Dress the way you want to dress. Be yourself. Be authentic. Be organic. The big thing is just to go out there and rock it. The company you work for, hopefully, they like you for who you are. And you bring something and you work hard every day to accomplish those goals. Bill Britton, buenos dias. Good morning. Just get out there and just, in Spanish we say, let your chongo down. Can't believe I just said that, but I just did. Let your chongo down. Let your ponytail hang out there. Sometimes we think that we care what people think about us. They don't care. And if they do think negative thoughts about you, who cares? Nobody really cares. You should care about yourself and about the people you love. And that's the most important thing. Again, this morning I was talking about the Lechuza and La Llorona and ghost stories. And I have a lot more stories. A story I'll be telling you about is where I actually appeared in a photograph with a ghost at Estes Park in Colorado. And this picture that went viral. I didn't even know I was in the picture until somebody mentioned it to me. And I'll be talking about that later. Estes Park, one of my favorite places in the whole world. For my friends in Colorado, you know where that is. And if you've never been to Estes Park, it's just one of my most favorite places. So that's kind of where I'm coming from this morning. Don't be afraid to talk about the things that you love. Talk about them publicly. Be yourself. It's so much easier just to be yourself. These storytelling skills translate into being able to be a good candidate for a job, because a lot of times you're qualified for that job, but you're afraid to talk about yourself. So the people hiring you, they don't know who you are. How are they going to know who you are? They want to know about you and how you can help them accomplish their goals. Talking about La Lechuza and La Llorona will help you be a public speaker. Talk in front of your speaker. Talk in front of your family, your friends. Just let it all hang out there. Jackie Putnam, thank you for that comment. That's true. When you stop caring, I mean, when you start caring, your true self comes out. If you really care about people, and a lot of people do, they care about people. Just they do. And when you let that come out, you're gonna rock it. Because we all like to care about people. Well, there are some of us who don't. Let's put that out there. Let your chongo down. Veronica, thank you so much. You know what? I'll do a whole segment on let your chongo down. Why be boring? Why be so stiff? You know, just hang out. Just have fun. Good morning, Brownsville. How are you today? And thank you so much for that comment. I appreciate that. Cecilia, just be yourself. Exactly, Cecilia. Just let your chongo down. You know, I love that. That should be a song, Let Your Chongo Down. And Thelma, thank you. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And I appreciate your comments and questions. I'm a storyteller in Denver, and I enjoy living there. And if you live in Denver, please let me know about the stories in your neighborhood. I'd love to come to where you live. I'd love to tell more stories, especially if it's in the mountains, because I try to get my boss to send me to the mountains as much as possible, because I'm trying to learn how to become a better skier. Let me know about those stories. Love hanging out in the mountains. In Houston, a lot of you tell me about your stories here in Houston. I share those ideas with my fellow reporters here in Houston. So that's kind of all I have for today. Hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you send me your questions, because I love to share this information with everyone to just have a great time. And I'll leave you with one last thought. Thank you for all the comments and all the views that you gave me on the crazy plane ride I had from Denver to Houston yesterday. It really scared me. As much as I've flown, I told you guys in the video that I've flown around the world at least a couple of times, and turbulence still bothers me because I'm just a big old scaredy cat, which is why I like telling ghost stories. That's going to be it for today. Again, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Vicente Adonis. I'm a storyteller from Denver, and I'm always looking for your story ideas. Have a great day. Share this video. Tell your friends about it. Hopefully they can benefit from it, and just not be afraid to talk about themselves, because nobody else will care about yourself the way you care about yourself. All right, guys, have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye.